Namaskar friends, welcome back to video 12 of week 6. In this video, we'll talk about linguistic cues of innocence. We'll explore how truth sounds, feels and behaves in legal testimony. Yes, the sound of truth in the room full of doubt. Friends, after exploring deception, misrepresentation and coercion, today we turn to something profoundly important, and that is the linguistic cues of innocence. Just as guilt leaks through language, truth also leaves traces. Not dramatic traces, not exaggerated one, but very subtle, steady, human traces that reveal authenticity. And law, innocence does not speak loudly, but innocence speaks naturally. Innocence sounds like emotional congruence. It sounds like clarity without perfection. It sounds like natural hesitation. This hesitation is not because the speaker is lying. It is because remembering painful moments is hard. Innocent speakers do not aim to persuade, they aim to recall. This fundamental psychological difference shapes their linguistic behavior. We want to understand and explore the authentic memory, which is the heart of innocent speech. Why? Because when people tell the truth, they rely on episodic memory. They recall sensory elements, smells, sounds, colors. They recall fragments. For example, I don't remember the exact time, but it was getting dark. Friends, episodic recall produces natural irregularities. Truthful accounts are textured and emotionally anchored, not polished like documentaries. These sensory details rarely appear in the fabricated stories. Why? Because the stability of the core narrative is found there, because innocence does not need reinvention. Friends, truth remains stable across repetitions. A truthful witness may change minor phrasing as just sequencing or include new details they previously forgot, but the core narrative, the heart of the event, remains the same. Whereas on the other hand, guilty speakers reinvent the things. Guilty speakers reinvent, but innocent speakers refine. This is the difference between reinvention and refinement. This distinction is crucial for forensic linguistics. Friends, natural hesitation is not confusion, it's humanly. We often assume that hesitation means lying. It's not the case every time. But hesitation can also indicate trauma, it also indicates caution, or the simple act of searching memory. Truth is not spoken like a memorized script. Natural pauses are a sign that the speaker is processing, not inventing. Friends, innocent narratives breathe. Now, when we talk about the tone and the story, how they matches. When there is a truthful thing, the emotion and the content are aligned. You'll find that alignment there. Friends, truthful speakers display emotional congruence. They fear while recalling danger, One can find the sadness while recounting loss. One can find the firmness while asserting innocence. Even one can find the anger while describing injustice. This alignment is almost impossible to fabricate consistently. Friends, fabricated stories often show emotional mismatch. I have heard once that simplicity is the highest level of sophistication. Why I'm telling you right now? Because I want to talk about the linguistic simplicity. Friends, innocence has no need for complexity. It's very simple. Innocent speech is usually simple, direct, and unembellished. People who tell the truth rarely use unnecessary details or complex vocabulary to impress the listener. You'll find them telling, I saw him, for example. He hit me. I was there. These are grounded, natural statements. When you see the fabricated accounts, often overcompensate with elaborate storytelling. Second thing is, when you are speaking true, when the truth is coming out, there is no need for self-monitoring because you have the comfort of having nothing to hide. Truthful speakers rarely monitor every word. They do not rehearse mentally. Why to do that? They do not correct themselves repeatedly. They do not anxiously scan the room for reactions. They speak freely, occasionally rambling or going off topic. That's another hallmark of truth. On the other hand, liars maintain strict control over the narrative. Innocent speakers allow the story to flow freely and naturally. Now, you find corrections both the ways. When there is a genuine speech, when there is a coercive speech. Now, in both the situations, you find corrections. So, how can we identify the genuine corrections versus deceptive correction? Friends, truthful speakers correct themselves naturally. For example, oh wait, no, it was not Monday, it was Tuesday. No, it was Monday, not Tuesday. Like this. These corrections do not indicate deception, they indicate memory reconstruction. Deceptive speakers, however, correct themselves strategically. I mean, I was probably at home. You find the part of correction. This correction aims to avoid commitment. The differences are subtle, but linguistically very meaningful. Let's understand with the case. In a wrongful accusation case, a young man consistently repeated the core narrative during 3 separate interviews. He struggled with details but remained stable in emotional tone, sensory recall, or be it lack of self-protection. Investigators initially suspected this inconsistency, but linguistic analysis revealed that his narrative matched the natural pattern of truthful episodic memory. Eventually, phone records and CCTV confirmed his innocence. Friends, language had hinted at the truth long before the evidence surfaced. Now, let's talk about how innocence sounds in digital communication. Innocence leaks through digital language as well, like quick responses, lack of linguistic filtering, emotional transparency, absence of rehearsed tone, no over justification. Right? See, these are the parameters we can find. These are not all, but some of them. Friends, truth is immediate. Deception takes time to craft. Even the typing pace becomes a clue in modern cases. Friends, under the new legal framework, much depends on language, like how fear is communicated, how consent is expressed, how threat is perceived, how intention is conveyed. Recognizing innocence in speech prevents wrongful convictions and strengthens credibility assessments. And this is the power of BNS and BSA, why such understanding innocence matters for failed trials. Friends, language protects justice when we know how to listen to that. Friends, this journey has shown us that language is not just evidence, it is life, it is identity, it's memory, it's emotion, it's psychology, and it's truth woven together. I hope you must have enjoyed week 6 and you must have lots of insights during this week. In week 7, we will shift to media, journalism, and linguistic bias, where the public's perception of crime often begins. So I'll catch you there in week 7, decoding language in all its powerful forms. Till then, stay tuned to the course. I'll catch you there in week 7. Thank you very much.